I am all about affordable audio gear. I try to be logical in my purchases for my headphones, amps, accessories, and do research before going out and trying to find that very certain thing. As you've seen in some of my past videos, this goes for many things around electronics. Sometimes it turns out well, and sometimes not so much. Today continues that theme of affordable audio because today I'm talking about the 1More DH3001B Bluetooth headphone adapter. The 1More DH3001B Bluetooth adapter is a miniature DAC and a single-ended headphone amp. This thing is super small, coming in at 51.5mm by 15.5mm by 13.5mm. And here it is next to some change. It has one 3.5mm headphone jack and can accept either TRS or TRRS plugs. There isn't a built-in microphone on it, but if you use headphones with a built-in mic or one built into the cable, you'd be able to use that. There's only one button on the device, and it's kind of an all-in-one type thing. It's the power button when you hold it down, song forward and back, play and pause, and accept and hang up calls. It's the standard press once to play, once to pause, or once to answer or hang up a call, 2 quick presses and it goes forward one song, and 3 quick presses and it goes back a track. And when I removed the headphones from the device while it was playing something, it conveniently paused playback. It did not restart automatically when I plugged the headphones back in, and I like that feature because it just doesn't start back up before I'm ready to continue listening. It also has a red LED that will be on solid if the device is charging, off when it's charged, a white LED steadily flashing if it's on and connected, and when there's less than an hour and a half left of the battery, a red LED will flash in a pattern. Unfortunately, you can't use it and charge it at the same time, which I would have liked to have as a feature. I wouldn't mind using this hooked up to one of my receivers and use a 3.5mm to RCA cable, leave it plugged in, and give one of my old receivers a cheap way of adding Bluetooth. Since the 1More DH3001B Bluetooth adapter is super tiny, there may be questions around battery life. From a full charge, it lasted more than 9 hours each time I used it, and it was very consistent regardless of the headphones I used. That's actually an hour more than the advertised 8-hour battery life. Charge time is quite quick, from completely empty to completely full, ranging between 1 hour and 25 minutes to 1 hour and 35 minutes, but never really any longer than that. On the back, it has a metal clip that I find to have more than satisfactory clip strength, and if I'm worried that it's going to fall off for any reason, it's small enough to put in my pocket. When watching YouTube or Netflix, I was getting zero noticeable latency, and everything was synced up just as good as if it were wired. Since there is only one button on the device, the volume is controlled by the device the adapter is paired to. Signal strength and reach was quite good, but it relied mostly on the quality of the Bluetooth that was in the device it was paired to. I couldn't get too far away from my Kindle Fire, maybe to the room just out there, but when I used my iPhone, I could be on the other side of the house, so the source's Bluetooth quality can matter. There was a bit of trial and error when it came to headphones. I tried the very popular AudioTechnica M50X closebacks at 38 ohms, the Sennheiser HD 598Cs or CS, depending on how you want to call them. Those are also closed back at 23 ohm, and the KZ AS10 in-ear monitors at 14 ohms, and finally the Sennheiser HD 6XX open back at 300 ohms. The AS10s were great just because of the size. The total package is quite small, considering the DH3001B isn't much bigger than the headphones themselves. As per usual, the AS10s needed a bit of EQing and Spotify, but the Bluetooth amp had plenty of power, and the headphones sounded exactly as they have on other devices. I also had a ton of headroom to turn it up if I wanted to as well. I liked the HD 598Cs over the M50Xs, not really sure why. The M50Xs to me have a place in my headphone lineup, lots of people use them, I got them, so I'm going to use them. But the 598s have a great sound, are lightweight, and also have a cable with a built-in microphone and TRRS plug. These were able to allow for ample adjustment of the volume from very quiet to overpoweringly loud. I did have to try my HD6XX open back headphones at 300 ohms, but the little unit just wasn't up for the challenge of these beasts. The bass was clipping and the highs were non-existent. The volume was at one notch away from the maximum. They were not a good pairing with this little amp. In a moment, you'll be listening to a side-by-side test of the 1More DH3001B Bluetooth adapter and the well-known Apple Lightning DAC. And I know what some may think about these audio tests over YouTube. Due to the extra compression and original source audio, how can we ever have a proper comparison? But remember, this is all for fun. So grab some headphones, make sure the YouTube quality is set to 4K to get the best quality we can get, and just sit back and listen. Is there any difference that you can hear? Is it a good difference? Or is there nothing that you notice at all? Let's find out. So what did I hear? Actually, before I say what I heard, pause the video and let me know down in the comments what you heard. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you, and this is perfectly acceptable, hear no difference at all and it's all BS when people say there is a difference? I think it depends on what we're talking about, but it all might be very subtle. and I needed to re-listen to the audio a few times. Originally, I thought the Apple DAC seemed to have better highs and a little bit thinner mids, while the Bluetooth adapter had more mid and low end. But the more I listened to it and compared little things like the tambourine in the last section of the song, or the wood blocks right before that, or the point where the bass comes in for the first time in the beginning, it became clear that maybe I wasn't hearing the differences that I thought. I really started realizing that there were two questions that I need to ask myself. One, am I actually hearing these differences, or am I searching for something that isn't there? And second, if it was this hard to pinpoint a difference in them, does that mean I wouldn't really notice a difference if I switched to it for my day-to-day use? I know there are some people out there watching this thinking, yeah, I totally heard a difference, it's not that hard. To that I say, I hope to have that fine-tuned of an ear someday, but for the majority of people out there, including myself, right now I don't. So, was there a difference between the Apple DAC and the Bluetooth adapter? Sure there was. Can I really think that there wouldn't be any signal degradation at all? But I'm talking, is there a difference big enough to make me say, yeah, I can tell the difference so much that I think I need to keep carrying around this really thin wired adapter with my headphones? To me, no, there was not a big enough difference for me to say, yes, I need to be hardwired into my phone at all times to get the best sound possible. I think this would be perfectly satisfactory for travel, work environments, school libraries, all the places where you would normally use wired headphones, but with the wire going to an adapter clipped to your pocket instead of tangling up and getting in the way on your desk. So do I honestly think that people could get this and a pair of good quality, lower ohm headphones and be perfectly content with what this can do? Yes. Yes, I do. If you've made it this far into the video and haven't pressed that thumbs up button yet, please and thank you, press that thumbs up. Go ahead and comment below if you like these types of videos, get subscribed, and hit the bell. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.